President Trump and the feds recently declared that gun shops and ammunition sales are essential during this time of crisis. But does that mean what you really might think it means? Let's talk about that today. Today's wacky mic holder is the microphone from my Astro A40 headset that I use while I play games. If you would like to pick up one of them for yourself, I will leave a link down below. If you get it with the mix amp, that is much better of an experience. However, it is not necessary, so feel free to do what you want. So I'm going to read you a little bit of this article from the Gun Owners of America and the GOC. So the title of this article is Breaking News, Gun Owners of America and GOC thank the Trump administration for designating firearms industry as essential. Okay, and so that initially sounds really good, right? So let's talk about what this really says. President Trump's Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, CISA, has revised its guidance of critical infrastructure to include the firearms industry as part of essential critical infrastructure. This revision comes shortly after Gun Owners of America and the Gun Owners of California sent a letter to the administration urging the inclusion of firearms industry. Okay, so that's great. That's awesome. A lot of people that work in the firearm industry are essential right now because they are working crazy shifts to get you the products that people need. A lot of first-time gun buyers. If first-time gun buyers are unable to go to a gun store, that is restricting them of their ability to keep arms because they cannot buy arms. If you cannot acquire arms, you cannot keep them. If you cannot keep them, you cannot bear them, effectively removing your Second Amendment right, regardless of the crisis that is going on. I don't remember seeing in the Second Amendment where it says shall not be infringed unless there's a virus going around and we don't want people to actually be able to buy guns. I don't remember seeing that part of it, but maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe it's in there somewhere. So this guidance right here, we're going to click on this real quick. So let's actually read this. Advisory Memorandum on Identification of Essential Critical Infrastructure Workers during the COVID-19 Response. So basically what this is CISA is looking at the current state of the world and saying what is crucial, what is essential to the basic operation of the United States as a whole. So let's just read this for you. I'm going to read this first paragraph, and then I'm going to read this bolded one. As the nation comes together to slow the spread of COVID-19, on March 16th, the president issued updated coronavirus guidance for America that highlighted the importance of critical infrastructure workforce. The CISA executes the Secretary of Homeland Security's authorities to secure critical infrastructure. Consistent with these authorities, CISA has developed, in collaboration with other federal agencies, state and local governments, and the private sector, an Essential Critical Infrastructure Workforce Advisory List. So, let's read this paragraph here. This list is advisory in nature. It is not, nor should it be considered, a federal directive or standard. Additionally, this advisory list is not intended to be the exclusive list of critical infrastructure sectors, workers, and functions that should continue during the COVID-19 response across all jurisdictions. Individual jurisdictions should add or subtract essential workforce categories based on their own requirements and discretion. I'm going to read that last sentence again. Individual jurisdictions should add or subtract essential workforce categories based on their own requirements and discretion. I'm going to bring it back up to just the camera. That's the important part that I think people are missing here. People are looking at this as an absolute win, but here's the thing. California hates guns. Newsom hates guns. LA Sheriff hates guns. All these government leaders in California have been voting anti-gun and supporting anti-gun legislation for the past, existence of California. This is something that could be a win. This is big, and I will thank Trump for this. Thank you, Trump. Thank you, CISA. Thank you, federal government, for saying that gun shops are essential. You are not declaring them essential. They are essential, and you are acknowledging that, and I thank you for recognizing that and where you can and cannot infringe upon what we can and cannot do. But we need to understand that just because the GOA was able to get this done does not mean that the state is going to listen. Recently, a gun shop near me was forced to close because some snooty old man said that they weren't following the guidelines. They reported it to the police. The police said, hey, you have until Friday to stop selling any more new guns. You can then stay open to serve more people. He was able to talk to the city council. The city council then said, hey, as long as you only have 3 people in the shop at any given time and have a list out the door, people can stay in their cars and you can maintain social distance. So because they were able to fight that and fight back against this tyrannical regime trying to keep us from buying guns, And because they were able to fight back against the government from infringing upon our rights to buy guns, personally for me, this doesn't matter. I have enough ammo, I have enough guns. I'm not worried about people like me. I'm not worried about most people that are watching this video. I'm worried about the people that are trying to buy their first gun, trying to get ammo for guns they have but didn't have ammo for. I'm worried about people that don't already have everything prepared. And yes, some of you are going to comment and say, these people should have been prepared the whole time. Yes, obviously it would have been better for them to be prepared ahead of time. But if they're not, I'm not going to say your Second Amendment doesn't matter, and saying that they shouldn't be able to buy guns now because they weren't prepared previously, get out of here. I don't need FUDs in my goddamn comment section. This is a small potential win for us. Trump and the CISA department did a good thing here. I am not going to take that away from them. However, it doesn't have the teeth that I really would have liked it to have, because they specifically say that the governments underneath them can subtract what they consider essential. We're just still right where we left off. However, the government above them is saying, hey guys, can you please include guns in that list of what's essential? Please don't take people's rights to keep and bear arms. So it is what it is. So let's keep the fight up. Let's not let off pressure. Continue to speak with everyone that you know. Continue to contact and reach out to whatever federal governments, whatever state governments, whatever local governments, whatever sheriff's department might be trying to stop you from being able to buy and keep your arms, because the fight's not over. This isn't the end. We need to keep going. As always, have fun, be safe, stay dangerous. Peace.